am here with a legend today. I honestly, I don't know how to introduce you other than this is the most excited I've been about anything in a really long time. Nope, don't watch this video. Well, you can watch it in a second, but first, if you feel like making any money at photography, let me tell you about Wirestock. If you've ever been interested, like I have, about selling your video, photography, illustrations, or vector in stock, but didn't want it to take so much time adding in all those keywords and descriptions, Wirestock helps you out with a process called Easy Submission, which helps you describe and tag all your photos without you doing the work for free. No fees, no subscriptions. They make money when you do by helping you submit your art to the biggest stock libraries there are, such as Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, 123RF, Alamy, Dreamstime, Deposit Photos, and Pond5, all from a single account. Wirestock has higher than the standard royalty rates when you're comparing all the other services out there. Wirestock recently launched mobile apps for iOS and Android devices, so us creators can earn with our mobile content even easier. You can get started right away with Wirestock. I just finished making an account and uploading my first 100 photos in the time it took to set up this light. So head to bit.ly/joy Wirestock and experience for yourself the easiest way to get your art on the largest stock websites and more. Back to the video. This man has inspired me since I very first started shooting weddings and continues to, and of course just made me realize that I probably need to raise my prices after the conversation we just had off camera. But without further ado, this is the legendary Joe Buissink, wedding photographer from here in LA, Venice Beach specifically. Why don't you give us like the elevator pitch about who you are for all these young YouTubers who have no idea?
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to be 71, and I started my career 26, 27 years ago at the age of 44. So don't ever say you're too old to start something, because I started at 44 years of age. And I had this epiphany, I had this thing in my mind that I wanted to be in people's lives, because I took a photo of my son, who's now 28, and he was nursing on his mom. And I came home and I had a little point and shoot film camera in the hallway on the table. And I saw that moment, I went, oh my God, and I quickly grabbed that, took the shot, went to the lab. I worked at a lab part-time. I've processed the film. I looked at the proof sheet and I said, wow, what a powerful moment. I want to be in people's lives to document powerful moments that they can relive years down the road later in life and look back at them and go, oh my God, I remember what I was thinking in that moment. I remember what I was feeling in that moment. I said, that's what I want to do. And then I tried to figure out, wow, where? Because at the time, when I thought of this, I was working on my PhD in psychology, of all things. I was at UCLA and Cal State Northridge. I'd just gotten out of my master's program. And I decided I'm going to go pick up this thing and I'm going to run with it, because one of the things I've always believed in is to follow my passion and my dream. And so I've switched in life from record company executive to working towards a PhD in psychology, and I'm still like focused on photography and film of all things with my Canon A1s. But I then thought, weddings, isn't that interesting? Because I had just been to 2 friends' weddings, and both times I said, I wish I had a camera. Because while the person with the Hasselblad, the tripods and all the lighting was doing his thing, which was great, that's what we did back then, I said, but he's missing the story. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to document the story of each wedding, because all weddings are different. Which
is what's so unique about you. And if you're all not inspired, I have goosebumps literally just listening to you talk about it. But that's what was so unique about what you did, and still to this day is unique. Not many people do this. You would have your second photographer shoot like family formals, and things like that. Well, you were the true photojournalist on the day. Back when photojournalism wasn't even a thing.
Exactly. And so what ended up happening was, as I started getting really busy after the second year, I hired an associate shooter to help me out. And here I am, I'm running the show like all other photographers. And I got this second shooter, and he was not really part of the show, quote unquote, but he was able to document stuff that's what I wanted to do. But I had a camera, and I had mom and dad, and I had the kids. I said, okay, no, I can't do that. So I said, you know what? I started pitching all my weddings like, I'm the second photographer, here's my primary shooter. So that primary shooter is in charge of the formals, anything mom and dad might want during the reception, and I'm off the hook with this baby right here and a couple of other cameras, and I'm getting to be the sniper, the ninja, the people that, they don't bother me, you know what I mean? They don't say, hey, can you come take our photo? Because they've been seeing him all day, or her, doing all the formals. So when they go onto the dance floor, they don't look for me, they look for the other guy, which is perfect. So I'm the second shooter on all my gigs.
And so far, he's been super humble. The level of weddings he has done, you've done Christina Aguilera's.
Yeah.
You did one of Jennifer Lopez's. Yeah. Was she on number 5?
Michael Jordan. There's a few.
Like, insane. And what was your average price that you were charging?
I was getting between $35,000 and $50,000.
I quit. That's it.
Don't quit. Those days are gone. Honestly speaking, I don't get those numbers anymore.
So I mean, are they gone, or like?
Well, no. Okay, so the last one I did, I think, was in Paris, and that was $35,000 over 3 days. So it ended up being that the days stretched out, and I brought an associate shooter for that one. So it was 2 shooters, me and him, and 3 days worth of shooting for 35, but albums were not included. I never include albums in my packages.
Now,
sorry.
I only include albums in my packages.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I take the photos that you cherish enough to print.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah. No, and that you should. I mean, if that works, then listen, whatever you guys take away from this, whatever I pitch you and whatever you hear from me is right for me. It may not be right for you. So it's not about a right or wrong thing. It's whatever works for you. So, I mean, that's really the God honest truth, you know? So this has worked for me for, I don't know, since 1995.
Let's go shoot.
Okay, bye. As they're walking down the aisle, and I got to do that quick shot, maybe as they're walking down the aisle with the bridal party, I stop them. Wait. How are you feeling right now? And they turn towards each other. You just got married. They might kiss, they might hug, they might do that, just like that, just like that. Do that again!
Do it again.
One more!
This is Joe's camera. I get to shoot with this camera.